Hello YouTube and welcome back to my channel. This is Crochet with the Mother of Boys. I'm Michelle, the Mother of Boys. Today we have one of those 90s projects I was promising you. We have a bucket hat. Apparently, funny enough, it's all the rage this summer and I did not realize that. This is not just any old bucket hat. This is a bucket hat that I remember from the 90s. My own interpretation of the bucket hat I had in the 90s, I guess you can say. I actually had a bucket hat that was actually leopard print, and it was a little bit fuzzy, or a lot fuzzy actually. It was very, very soft. I'm kind of sad that I got rid of it years ago because it was very, very soft. But yeah, it was pretty awesome. A lot of people would pet me at school, which is funny, but anyways. So when I realized that bucket hats were, in this summer, my mind immediately went to my fun fur, my fake fur leopard print bucket hat that I had in high school. And I thought, gosh, I've got to find some furry yarn. I have to make my own version. And you know what? I couldn't find furry yarn per se, but I found the pixie dust yarn, which you would have seen in my unboxing. Now, mind you, I didn't buy the white and the periwinkle in that unboxing. I actually bought it beforehand, but because I'd bought it before, I knew that I loved it. And I wish the camera would pick up how truly sparkly this yarn is. It is stunning. It is just so, so pretty. My bucket hat, though, is a little bit different because, you can make it with the band or without. For me, this is more of a reminder of what my bucket hat experience was without the band. It was just the shape and it was furry and that was it. 90s bucket hats to me have the band. So you know what? You can make it without and it looks perfectly good. It's complete, it's awesome, but I'll also show you how to make the band so you can add it on yourself. So that is what we're gonna do today. So we're gonna start off this bucket hat. You start off with your magic circle, and we're going to work our way in the round, and then we're going to work our way down, and then we make the brim. I'm going to do the opposite colors of the one I did, and I'm going to start with the periwinkle. So like I said, we're using pixie dust, Premier Pixie Dust. This has 427 yards, 391 meters, 6 ounces, 170 grams. It's 100% polyester, and this is a medium 4 weight. So really, as long as you have a 4 weight, you can do whatever you want. So I'm going to be using a 6.5 millimeter or a K sized hook. So we're going to do a magic circle. I know that everyone's got their own ways of doing things. Someone made a comment in my angel blanket tutorial about how they've never seen someone yarn over both ways. I'll be honest with you, as a dyslexic, yeah, it just happens the way it's going to happen for me. It's very likely I was taught the correct way and my brain just did its thing. But anyways, this is how I do it. Hopefully it works for you too. So we're going to start with a magic circle. So I leave myself a tail, I pinch here, I wrap around, put underneath my thumb, and I put my finger over top of my last tail, my pinky, and I take my hook, go under the first one, grab that second one, pull and twist, then go and grab that tail that's underneath your pinky and pull through to make your stitch. That is the beginning of your magic circle. And chain 2. And we're going to put 12 double crochet in our magic circle. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I do say that the magic circle can be a little awkward to hold on to the beginning, but once you get into like 4 stitches plus, then you can grab onto the back of this, and what you've stitched, you can hang on to that, and it makes it much easier. Let me count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So once we have our 12 double crochet plus our chain 2, then you grab your tail and you just pull. Ta-da! You have your magic circle. Then I like to slip stitch into the top of that chain 3. I will say this yarn is harder to see your stitches, so I hope it's okay for the tutorial here. It just made such a fun hat that I was like, oh, I gotta use the same yarn again. But I remember hearing Jennifer from Cinnamon Stitches one time. She was doing tutorial, and I can't remember what it was right now, but she was doing tutorial with, I think it was fuzzy yarn too, and she was talking about how, like, yeah, it's kind of hard to see. She's like, but then you just fudge it. Like, no one, if you can't see it, then no one can see it. So don't worry about it. Just as long as you have your count in there, as long as you have the right amount of stitches by the end, that's all that matters. So I'm living by that now. So like I said, if I can't quite see the stitch, oh well, because neither can you and neither will anyone else. But yeah, so anyways, so we have our chain 3 and we have a 12 double crochet. Now we are going to put 2 double crochet in every single one of these stitches all around for a total of 24 double crochet, including our chain 3 we're going to do here. The chain 3s will never count as a stitch, so your beginning chain 3 does not count as a stitch. So then we will have 24 double crochets all around. And this yarn is, I will say, it may not be the easiest yarn in the world to work with, but it's so dang pretty that it's worth it. If you have this and you haven't tried it out yet, just be forewarned. If you're pulling too hard, it can be, you know, hard to get. It almost sticks. But if you're being a little too loosey-goosey, it can slip as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we're back around. So we have our beginning chain 3, and then we have 24 double crochets all around. So we're going to slip stitch into the top of our chain 3, which is always a little funky with this yarn, but you get it, you get it. So now we're going to chain 3 again, not counting in our chain count there. Now in the very first stitch, we're going to put 2 double crochet, and the next stitch we're going to put 1 double crochet, and the next one you're going to put 2 double crochet, and the next one will be 1 double crochet, and we're going to go all the way around like that. So we did our chain 3. In the very first stitch, you're going to put 2 double crochets, and then the one beside it, you put 1 double crochet. And the next stitch you put 2 double crochets, and the next one you put 1 double crochet. And that is how we're going to continue to grow our circle. Okay, so we've gone all the way around. We have our chain 3, then we 2 double crochets in our first stitch, and then 1 in the next. 2 double crochet in the next stitch, 1 in the next. And worked all the way around, and we should have a total of 36 double crochet. So we're going to slip stitch into the chain 3. And then chain 3, which does not count as one of our stitches. And now we're going to do 2 double crochet in the very first stitch, and then 1 double crochet in the next 2 stitches. Then 2 double crochet into that next stitch, and 1 double crochet in the next 2 stitches, and all the way around. So 2 double crochet in the first stitch. So 1 double crochet into the next 2 stitches. So 2 double crochet, 1, 1. 2 double crochet, 1, 1. This is how we grow our circle to make it fit the top of our head. Obviously, I'm going to be giving you the sizing here for an average female head, but you can feel free to make it smaller or larger than what I'm doing to fit your own head or whoever you're making it for. We have our chain 3, 2 double crochet into 1 stitch, then 1 double crochet into the next 2 stitches, and all the way around, and we should have that for a total of 48 double crochet. So again, slip stitch into the top of your chain 3, 1, 2, 3. And then what we're going to do next is we're going to do 2 double crochet into the first, and then 1 double crochet into the next 3 stitches, then 2 double crochet, then 1 into the next 3 stitches, and all the way around. Chain 3, 2 double crochet into our first stitch, and then 1 double crochet into each of the next 3 stitches. 2 double crochet into this stitch, and then 1 double crochet into the next, into each of the next 3 stitches. And around you go. I'll see you on the other side. So here we are. So we have our chain 3, 2 double crochet in the first, and 1 double crochet in the next 3 stitches. And we did that all the way around for a total of 60 double crochets. So we're going to slip stitch into top of our chain 3. And this row is going to be a little bit different. We're going to start off with our chain 3 like normal. But we are going to do 1 double crochet in each double crochet around. So we're going to have 60. But we're going to do it and back loops only. Again, it is definitely hard to see with this yarn, but you can kind of feel it out. And hey, again, if I can't see the back loop only, no one else is going to see it either. So do your best. It'd be a lot easier with non-fur yarn. But yeah, so we're going to put our double crochets into the back loops only on this. So yarn over like normal, and opposed to going through like this, we go ahead and we find that back. So when you have your stitches, you'll see they look like V's, right? And you want to get that second V, or that second part of the V, I guess you want to say. So there's normally a V like this. We don't want both, we just want the back one. And then proceed to double crochet like normal. I find it's easier if you pull it up than to see where your back loop is. And this is going to start the band of the hat. Let's call it the band of the hat. So this for me is my circumference for the top of my head. This now is starting, so doing the back loop only is going to help it kind of turn. It just kind of helps squares it off and makes it, opposed to when you're doing a toque and it just rounds off, this will help it kind of make it more squared off. Where can you see? So hard with white. Also, if you're using different yarn, this is a very, very soft yarn. Like I said, it's not stiff. It's very, very soft and squishy. If you're using something like cotton, you'll see it more defined, flat top. And I mean, when you have the hat on, it looks a little more defined. But I mean, if you really want to use this yarn and want to make it a little more defined, that it's that squared bucket look, I would then suggest putting, I don't know, you can get like cardboard or something stiff to add into there. I mean, if you really want to. Like I said, for me, when I wear it, it's fine. It's gives the look. So what we're doing right now is creating that edge. So you're going to do double crochets, back loops only, and we're going to do one each stitch, so you can have 60 double crochet back loops only. So this is the first row for the body of the hat. So like I said, we did our chain 3, and then we did one back loop double crochet in each stitch around, so it'd be 60 of the double crochets. As you can see, hopefully you can see, it really gives it just a nice turn. It's a very sheep poop, you know. But it just makes it very, it makes it want to square off a lot more than if you had just gone ahead and done a normal double crochet. Gives it a nice edge. So anyways, so you can see, sits up like that. You could make this into a bowl, to be honest with you. If you kept building, it would be, well, you'd want different yarn for that, but makes it sit just nicely. So we're gonna go ahead and slip stitch into the top of the chain 3, and then we're gonna go back to just regular double crochets. But again, you're gonna do one double crochet per stitch, so you can have 60 all the way around. So you're gonna do that for the next 6 rows. So we're on, we just finished row 5. We're gonna start row 6, and you wanna do just a regular double crochets all the way around until row 11. So again, you start off with your chain 3 and just regular crochet into each crochet for a total of 60 crochets around. And you're going to do that until row 11. Okay, so we just completed row 11. that was after our double crochet back loop only row that helped us get that nice kind of squared off edge. Then we did 6 more rows of just normal double crochet, and we want to make sure we have 60 stitches in each row. So then we are going to slip stitch into our top of our chain 3. We're going to chain 3 again, and in this row, this is going to be our brim now. So we're going to be doing this part here, the little brim. So we're going to be doing kind of like how we did at the top here to grow it. We're going to be growing it a little bit to make the brim. So we're going to do 2 double crochet front loops only this time. So over here we did back loop only, so we had done back here. This time we're going to do front loop only so that we can have it turn this way. Back loop only squared us off, so we went like that, and now we're going to go like this. So front loop only will bring us back out that way. Like I said, we're going to do 2 double crochet front loop only in the first stitch. Then we're going to do 1 double crochet front loop only in the next 4 stitches. And then we would do 2 double crochet front loop only, and then we would do in the same stitch, and then we do 1 double crochet front loop only in the next 4 stitches and work our way around. So just in the front, that's where my main frame here. So in the front loop only, do 2 double crochet, and then 1 double crochet in the next 4 stitches. Yarn always runs out at the wrong time, eh? Okay, so we have 2 double crochet in the first stitch, and then 1 in the next 4 stitches. So again, we're going to do 2 double crochets in that front loop only, and then 1 in each of the next 4 stitches. I know, again, it's hard to see with this yarn. Hopefully you guys are seeing it well enough on your side. I think it's one of those, it's much easier to work with because I can feel it. And I don't have to worry about seeing it as much. Unless you're using acrylic or cotton, then that would be easy to see, but this furry stuff is a little hard. Yeah, so again, so we got our chain 3, we have our 1, 2 double crochet in front loop only in the first stitch, then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have 1, 2 in 1 stitch, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to go back to 2 and just work your way around until you get to the other side. So you may be able to hear in the background we're having a thunderstorm all of a sudden. So yes, ignore if you're hearing the raindrops on the windows and thunder in the background, but anyways, we'll continue on with our tutorial here. So got around to our beginning again, our beginning chain 3. So you can slip stitch into the top of that chain 3. And chain 3 again. And we're going to do this time 2 double crochet in the first stitch, and then like regular, you don't need to do front only, just do a regular double crochet, but do 2 in the first stitch and do 1 in the next 5 stitches, then 2 in the 1 stitch, and then do 1 in the next 5 stitches. But we don't need to do front loops only for this. We're just good to do regular double crochets. as we all know and love them. So 2 double crochet, and then 1 in the next 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then back to 2 in the next stitch. And then 1 in the next 5 stitches. And just keep going around until you get back to the beginning chain 3. Alright, so we got back to our beginning chain 3. Now, this is where I ended my hat, but you can feel free to add another row if you want to. For me, this is where I like to end it. I just wanted a tiny little brim on mine. See how it kind of curls? Doing that front loop double crochet is going to help it and allow it to be able to bend up like that to be the brim. And then growing our stitches is going to give you that nice little waviness to the brim. You can leave the hat like this. I'll show you this one because this one's done. So you can leave it just like that, just a simple bucket hat if you want to. So for me, again, this was what my bucket hat experience looked like in the 90s. Was furry, and I also think back to all, like, was it Adidas I think that did them? All the Adidas bucket hats, and they all had the band on it. Heck, if you really wanted to get fancy with it, you could always order an Adidas patch to put on the front, make it a lot more authentic than that way, but depends on how far you want to go. I'm extra, so that would be something I would do if I was an Adidas fan. I will show you how to do the band now. For me, I mean, I've seen people do it different ways, but for me, I've always thought it was just simple enough just to pull through and pull tight. And that seals that off. And then take your ends and weave them. I mean, I think everyone knows how to weave ends in. So that is our bucket hat thus far, the hat itself. And again, just thinking back to my 90s days, again, you could do it the 2 different colors like this. To me, this is what I remember. The band was a different color. But honestly, if you wanted to just add some texture to it, you could do color on color as well. But because I already did the white with the purple band, or the periwinkle band, now I'm going to do periwinkle with a white band. So again, I'm going to use the Premier Pixie Dust, exactly the same as what I was using here, just in white. I think it's just called white. Yes, just called white. Onto the band that we're going to do across here. So all I did was very simply 4 double crochets across, and just worked my way in a circle, and then stitch it together. And then what I will do on this hat, I wanted to keep it separate for now because I wanted to talk to you about, show you what it looks like with and without. But what I will do is eventually I will go through and I will stitch this right onto the hat. I would use the periwinkle to stitch it on because it's not a big deal if you see the periwinkle underneath here, but you don't want to see white stitching. Well, at least I don't want to see white stitching. So I'll use periwinkle to stitch this onto the white hat itself. So for the band, still using my same 6.5 millimeter. So can you see that? There you go. Kind of hard to see. Just do your slip stitch. We're going to double crochet, sorry. We're going to chain 6. So 1, 2, 3. I'm going to hang on to 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to double crochet into that third that I have my nail in. It's an easy way to find your stitches if you're using this fuzzy yarn. So we have a chain 3 technically, a double crochet, and then we're going to double crochet into the next 2 or the last 2 chains. Kind of like the beginning of our corner to corner. And then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to turn. And we're going to try to find our stitches, and we're going to do 3 double crochets across. Why is this one so much harder to find? I don't think that's the right spot. Oh, there we go, right in here. So say 1, 2, 3. Chain 3 and turn, and we're going to do the same thing over and over and over and over and over until we get the length that we want. Now what I found was with this was that it looked pretty rough, pretty holy, but when I got it stretched, it nicely straightened out. As you can see on here, it can kind of look a little rough and unfinished, and I was thinking, oh gosh, I need to go through and edge it all. But when I stretched it out, I was like, oh, that looks fine to me. So I just left it, to be honest with you, because I didn't want it as thick as it would be if I had to go ahead and add a border. So yeah, so very, very simple. Literally just go, chain 3, turn, 3 double crochet, chain 3, turn, 3 double crochet, chain, over and over and over and over and over, and you're going to do. And you're going to do that for 38 rows of the chain 3 and 3 double crochets. Do 38 rows. When you get back to, when you're done with your length, fold it together, and then I just took my tail and I, with a darning needle, I went ahead and I just sewed it. A few times, I went back and forth a few times to make sure it was nice and strong. And yeah, and that was it. We're good to go. So like I said, I'm going to go ahead and take my tail, and I might need some more yarn, and I'm going to stitch it onto my hat later, but I wanted to keep it separately to show you guys. But yeah, simple for band. That's super duper simple. But like I said, you can have it with the band or you can have it without, whatever your little heart's desire. This is my 90s bucket hat experience, and my memories in my mind is fun for bucket hats. So I hope you enjoyed, and if you liked this video, please like, subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can see more of my content, and feel free to share this video, spread the love, and until next time, happy crocheting!